Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we got gameplay update 7.33D, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Valve is going crazy. They're going crazy. Ice Frog's back, something's changed, because these patches are disruptive as hell. For a long time, I would say basically the past year up until 7.33, I was complaining frequently in these patch videos that these patches were lame as hell. They didn't change anything. It was a ton of Storm Spirit got 0.1 mana regen. And Phantom Lancer's agility gain got reduced by 0.3. And it was like, I don't know, I felt like the majority of changes were closer to that than to something significant. This patch was so disruptive that it honestly made me uncomfortable reading it at first. The main reason why is it affects a lot of the popular offlane heroes that I personally like to play, but that's fine. At the end of the day, I have to adapt, I have to learn the game, and it's gonna keep it interesting. I will admit the only change I don't like is this Octarine core change. I personally loved the buildup of Octarine being able to disassemble Mata Boots and Vanguard. Now you can no longer do that. I'll get into that in a moment. Vanguard was also nerfed, so you really can't do that. But alright, let's hop into it. 7.33D. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the Game League website is going to help you get to the next level. So click the link down below and sign up. First item, Eternal Shroud. I've purchased this item once in the entire patch, and I bought it on Timbersaw when the enemy team had Skyroth Mage, Doom, Spirit Breaker, Venos, something like that. And it felt okay, because I needed magic resist, and, you know, who cares about your team? Who wants to buy a pipe? Nah, but pipe got nerfed, and this item does make you very, very tanky at 14 strength, 7 HP regen, and 30% magic resist. And so it's a little bit cheaper than pipe, as pipe is 33.75, 100 gold. Do I think this item's good? No. All right, Octarine core. So for all of you who are out of the loop, the reason why Octarine core was really strong is because of the fact that you could disassemble Vanguard and Mana Boots, and both of the components from Vanguard, the Ring of Health and the Vitality Booster, as well as the Energy Booster from Mana Boots, would turn into Octarine core. So it only costed 2,100 gold after the Vanguard and Mana Boots to turn it into Octarine core, which is insane if you think about it. It costed absolutely nothing to build Octarine core. So what did they change? Instead of being a Ring of Health and a Void Stone to build the Octarine core, it is now 2 Void Stones. So it is the same cost, 700 gold Ring of Health and 700 gold Void Stone. It is the same. However, you cannot disassemble Vanguard. The Ring of Health will not turn into anything. So that's something you just have to keep in mind now. On top of that, the item does not give any HP regen. However, it gets a ton of mana regen, 5 mana regen. So this item essentially makes you very, very good at spamming abilities, but the buildup is very awkward now, like very awkward now. So I don't know who's gonna buy this item. I'm really not sure. I mean, to be fair, you can still disassemble Vanguard and Mana Boots and get the majority of the item, use the Ring of Health for something else, but it delays the timing significantly, and Octarine was used as a first purchase item on Batrider, Doom, and Timbersaw, the most 3 notable ones, to accelerate their farm and accelerate their game. On top of that, Ring of Health was slightly nerfed by 0.25 regen, which is not a lot. I would say it's fine. However, it's such a drop from the old 5.25. Oh wait, no, it used to be, yeah, no, it was 5.25. And also Vanguard was dropped from 56.28 to 50.25 on melee range heroes. So even Vanguard, it's just so much worse than it used to be. It used to block 64. Now it blocks only 50, so is it still good? It's tough, man. Hard to say, guys. Hard to say, because it doesn't disassemble into Octarine for a lot of heroes. Crimson got nerfed. It's nerfed very hard from what it was at the beginning. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I don't know what to say about Vanguard right now. I think if it's a good Vanguard game and the enemy team is a bunch of illusions and units, absolutely. Still a strong item, still very cheap, still going to give you the ability to play like a psycho on its timing, but you know, with the Crimson nerf and the Octarine nerf, your options afterwards are worse for sure. And people have also gotten better at playing around the Crimson with Nullifier now, so the item is a little bit worse too. But alright, let's get into hero changes. Funny enough, I was thinking Abaddon is actually a good hero now as a carry, but they nerfed him really significantly here. The base attack speed was decreased from 120 to 95, which is just wild. 25 less attack speed? Like, what? That just is one of the most crazy nerfs because, I mean, Abaddon I thought was good, but not this good. For him to get nerfed on his attack speed, his mana cost, the shard but no one bought that, and some of his talents. Like, crazy level 1 nerfs to the hero. I don't even know, it seems like so much where it would just kill the hero. Same thing here. This one seems like wild overkill to me. I don't know if people on Reddit are complaining about Arc Warden or something like that. I will admit, I also think the hero is underpicked at the pro level. To be fair, it's relatively slow and it's not a great laner, and therefore I think that was the weakness in high level games, but in your average pub you don't get punished as much for that. But they nerfed the cooldown of Tempest Double from 56 to 70. Like, 70-second cooldown? I mean, to be fair, it goes back down to 50, but that's from 40. I mean, this is like one of the hardest nerfs I've seen in Dota, because this is the whole hero, right? This is the hero. And then they nerfed the 15 talent, which was strong as well. So I don't know. The hero's win rate was very good, to be fair, but I don't know, guys. Did it really deserve this hard of a nerf? To be fair, I'll leave it up to Valve. If they're going to go crazy, they can go crazy. You know, they're going to miss sometimes, at least in my opinion. They're going to miss sometimes. I think this is a miss. I also think Octarine, I don't know. Personally, I like the item. I thought it was fun. I guess it's because I bought it on most of the heroes that I played, but maybe it wasn't fun for the people around me. I don't know. Then we have Batrider. So they nerfed Sticky Napalm, making it worse at every single level. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage per stack per level. So it's 4 worse at max. Do I think this hero is still good? I think it's still extremely good as a support, because support Batrider, well, even as a core, I think it's fine, to be frank. But as a support, yeah, it still owns, you know, the flame break. Here's the big one. The flame break slow is now only 10% at level 1 instead of 25. And this is massive because that 25% slow would make it where you could easily chase people down or prevent them from chasing you. It was like so significant. So this is the bigger nerf, I would say, of the two, funny enough, even though like the fact that Sticky Napalm is 16 damage at max is crazy, because it used to be 25 at some point. It was 24 before 7.33. Now it's 16, which is really the biggest thing it's a nerf to, outside of just normal Sticky Napalm, is the fact that once you hit level 25, you just get way less damage when you throw 2 flame breaks that apply 2 stacks. But yeah, support Batrider, still going to be very good. If you want to learn it, put the time in, I highly recommend it. It's very, very strong. You still can lasso people like crazy. With the low cooldown on lasso and the level 15 talent. Then we have Beastmaster, who lost 5 damage on Axis at each level, which, you know, sucks, but not going to kill the hero. Most notably, though, at max level, the Hawk, it gives 150 less vision, which is way less because it's radius, right? So, yeah, does it kill the hero? No, I would still say Beastmaster, if you're a spammer of the hero, is very, very strong. Bloodseeker lost damage on level 1 at Blood Right, which I think is good. The hero was just a little bit too good in lane. I like that change. Bounty Hunter base strength decreased from 20 to 19, so 1 less strength. Stun duration on his E, 0.2 less at all levels, which I don't know. I don't think this kills the hero by any means. It's a nerf though. It's a nerf. Definitely makes him weaker in lane. And to be fair, you could hit people twice in a row with Shadow Walk, meaning that this is up to a 0.4 second nerf on the stun. So bit of a nerf for sure. Brood Mother. My mama. Base charge restore time decreased from 30 to 27, so that's definitely somewhat significant on the base charge restore time. And the impact damage on Silken Bola increased from 100 to 120. So 20 at all levels, not going to do that much. I would say the Spin Web restore time is nice. It definitely matters. It adds up. So nothing that's going to make the hero broken, though, I think. Klink's Tar Bomb mana cost increased by 5 at all levels, so that's not good. His Death Pact. Burning Skeleton Archers now have the same target priority as Shadow Shaman's Serpent Wards. I don't exactly know what that means. Roshan's attacks now count as hero attacks for Burning Skeleton Archers. I didn't know that they didn't. I guess Roshan probably had a really hard time killing the skeletons. Interesting. I don't know how I didn't know that. And then the hero hits, which is a huge nerf here. Hero hits to kill Burning Skeleton Archers decrease from 3 to 2, so it's way easier to kill these things. And in the laning stage, they feed 20 gold when you summon it. it's kind of a lot. Like, to be honest, it's like nice to kill them. I don't think they give XP, but it feels pretty nice to just get the 20 gold. So I don't know. This feels like an over nerf. I don't think Clinks was really that broken in my opinion. So personally, not a huge fan of the nerfs to Clinks. I like the state of the hero. I didn't think it was broken. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was in a good spot. So I think these nerfs are not deserved, in my opinion. Then we have Crystal Maiden, base mana regen decreased from 1 to 0.5, which is like really funny because this hero's win rate was not good and it wasn't that popular. So why did they do this? Like, why do they nerf Crystal Maiden? Can someone tell me? Is this just for fun? Is this like a meme or something? Like, why is she nerfed? Disruptor lost 2 base damage and is queued as 10 less damage at level 1. Sorry, 40 less because it's 4 strikes, which is very significant for level 1 on the Thunder Strike. This hero is quite significantly worse at level 1, but still a good hero, I'd say overall. Base armor on Doom decreased by 1, which sucks. Bonus gold rescaled on Devoured. It's actually better at level 1 now, from 30 to 40, but it's worse at every other level, most notably 35 less gold at max level. Then bonus movement speed decreased from 9, 11, 13, 15 to 8, 9, 10, 11. So basically he's way slower at max, and his level 15 Scorched Earth movement speed was decreased from 10 to 7. So he's gonna run at 7 less movement speed when you hit level 15, 7% less, which is a lot less. So this hero is significantly worse. How will it affect the hero? I don't know. People already kind of stopped picking the hero. I think it's still decent, to be honest. I still do think Doom is a pretty decent hero, I'm not gonna lie. I think there's some variations of this hero that people could try, like maxing Inferno Blade and playing fast with like phase boots, that I think are a bit underrated. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this hero. I think it's still honestly decent and people should still consider picking it, is what I'll say. I don't think it's like terrible by any means. If you're a Doom spammer, I would still probably play it. The Octarine nerf hurt though. You can't really go the Octarine build as much due to the change, so yeah, I'm not sure, guys. Not sure about Doom. Weird one. Enigma. A lot of extra damage per instance on the stun. It's a very high damage stun at level 1. 150 damage? Whew! 165 damage at level 1. That's actually crazy that it does that much damage at level 1. It's actually wild. That's so much. And then the radius, this is massive. 100 radius on Midnight Pulse. This thing is going to be massive. Gyrocopter. Missile 2 damage increased from 200, 275, 350. So a lot of extra. No, it's just not missile 2. It's not. It's such a weird change. How did they come up with that? Also, I love the photo of cooldown. It's so funny. Keeper of the Light. Like, what are these changes? Who comes up with this? Honestly, who comes up with this? Is this just to make the patch look big? Like, honestly, how do you come up with Recall, which I never see, even though it's good? Recall teleport delay increased from 3 to 4. How do you come up with that? Honestly, who comes up with that? Legion Commander, base damage decreased by 2. Still gonna have high base damage. But bonus attack speed, the same at level 1, nearly the same at 2. 110 to 100 at level 3, 140, so losing 15 attack speed, which does hurt. This hero used to have way more attack speed. It's been nerfed twice now. So yeah, the hero is, I'm not gonna call it a shell of itself. It's certainly not. I would say Legion's still good though. If you like playing the hero, still gonna be solid. Not that much different. Definitely nerfed, but not that much different. Lesh got some huge buffs. The radius on his Q is 15 bigger at level 4, which is gonna help the hero quite a lot actually with hitting the max stun. Here's a big one. Diabolic Edict from 22-second cooldown flat to 22, 21, 20, 19. Bringing it down to 19 is huge. This is going to allow you to really use it more to fight and to take towers. It's just going to allow you to play quite a bit higher tempo in some fights too. You're going to get an extra Edict off, like just get it off. But the biggest change by far is Lightning Storm went up 20 damage per level. And this is huge because this is what you use to secure last hits and harass and kill people. You spam it, right? So very, very powerful, right? Very, very powerful. So huge change to Lightning Storm. Honestly, pretty big Lesh buffs. Do I think the hero's good? I think it's okay. I think it's all right. Not great. Base movement speed on Lesh decreased by 5. Lina, Dragon Slave cooldown 1 less at all levels. Her shard is slightly better, and then her Ags is much better. I don't know if Lina's playable though, to be honest. Not sure. Lion, Earth Spike radius increase from 125 to 140, so you really can hit big stuns. Like, the radius is huge. You're gonna clip people accidentally now. And the cast range on Hex, 25 better. Shapeshift, this is probably the biggest buff of the patch, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Lycan was a decent hero already, and now the cooldown on Shapeshift is 15 seconds less at level 1, 10 at 2, and then 5 at max. Obviously, the biggest one here is the level 1. The 15 seconds less, guys, is insane. Like, I cannot stress that enough. This hero relies on the ulti to play tempo, so getting a buff to the shapeshift is huge. So I really think Lycan's a very good hero. I think it's something pros are going to consider way more. I think they should have already, but I think especially now, especially with Vanguard falling off and Crimson being a little bit less good, that item hurt Lycan a lot, but those items are a lot less popular, and you know, people are going to look for other heroes now. I think they're going to look for heroes that scale well and play side lanes and farm, and I think Lycan perfectly fits that. So I expect personally to see a lot of Lycan. Magnus, agility decreased from 15 to 9. I think this is huge. You know, losing 6 agi is going to make the hero hit way less hard. It also means you lose 1 armor, just flat out. You hit less, you hit slower, you hit less hard because it's a universal hero. But the biggest change here is the bonus effect on self-cast decreased from 75 to 50. So what this means is that when Magnus would cast Empower, instead of getting 40% cleave damage, he would get 70%. Now he only gets 60%. So he gets much less damage. Do I think the hero is useless? No, but I do think it's way worse. How much worse? I'm not sure, but it is really way worse. Hard to say. Mercy got a ton of nerfs. Basically, they nerfed her stat gain and her ags by 10 seconds cooldown. So, I don't know. I don't think they should have. I didn't think Marcy was broken. Like, I thought she was good, but once again, kind of like Clinks, like, I like the state of Marcy. It felt, like, hard to play against her when she had a good game, but still, like, a flawed hero, you know, where when the ulti ran out, it just doesn't do much, and that's how I felt. So, I hate to see her get nerfed like this. Deuce up, not the case. Definitely needed a nerf. However, I'm not gonna lie, guys, didn't get nerfed hard enough. I still think this hero is good. Like, very good. The mana gain decreased on Mystic Snake, so her snake is 2% worse, which, you know, matters for sure. It's gonna cause her to die in some scenarios where she otherwise wouldn't have. 2%, you know, it matters. It adds up when you're spamming snake, farming, laning stage, fighting, whatever it is. But here's the big one. So on Mana Shield, when you would use Manta, you couldn't kill them. Now, the Mantas are much worse, right? So, are they still hard to kill? Yes, I will not lie. I played against it. If you couldn't kill them previously, like you're a support, like you really couldn't even come close, you still can't. You can't, as like the heroes that do kill them, you very much kill them now. So, I don't know. If you like playing it, I would still play it for sure. Mirana lost 10 attack speed, which, whatever, it definitely hurts the hero on the laning stage. Interesting that they're like nerfing attack speed. This is not something that they used to do too much, at least not for my knowledge. And then they nerfed the stun on Arrow at level 1, 2, and 3, most notably at level 1 by 0.6 less. So the hero definitely way worse in the laning stage. Still going to be a very good mid to late game hero, about the same in the mid to late game, but much worse in the laning stage, which is kind of odd. I didn't see that much Mirana, so I'm surprised, but maybe the hero just had a good win. I don't know. I don't really get that change. Monkey King, his stun is 0.1 less at all levels, which is really not significant, but it could matter, I guess. Nature's Prophet! Yes, attack range increased by 20 from 600 to 620. Actually, you know, attack range is a big stat in Dota because it allows you to harass from out of like creep aggro range and hit people from further away in team fights. You know, it really does matter. So it's quite nice. Mana cost on Nature's Call down by 30, which is a ton, right? Really allows you to use this ability quite more. And then here's the big thing: cooldown on Nature's Call from 37 seconds flat to 37, 35, 33, 31. So 6 less seconds on Nature's Call, which is actually massive. So I don't know. I played a pub on Prophet, guys, and not gonna lie, it felt good. To be fair, my team was stomping, so anything might have felt good. I actually lost my lane, to be fair, because this hero, the treants are so bad at level 1 now. Ever since they nerfed it from 15 to 18 damage to 11 to 15, like these treants sometimes just hit like a damn wet noodle. Like against melee heroes, they unironically hit for 0 half the time. Like, so, not half the time, but like 33% of the time. They hit for 0, and then sometimes they hit for like 6, and then occasionally they hit for 15. It's like, or 11. You're like, all you do with the call now is just try to deny and CS with them, and then put them on the support to like help your support trade. But yeah, I don't know, the cooldown, it's huge. It really allows you to use them to farm more and take more towers and push side lanes better. And then the Shard got buffed by 33%, 15 to 20 DPS on Curse of the Old Growth. And I don't know, this thing was not bad, honestly. It was pretty strong, especially with your level 15 tree and summon talent, which you probably take now, especially with this buff to treants being less mana and lower cooldown. You probably can spawn a ton of treants with the level 10 and 15 tree talents. The cooldown and the tree and summit of 15 is very significant, and then you can build it with Curse of the Old Growth and really play to like kill people with treants and like kill supports with treants and the shard in team fights. So I don't know, I can see a lot of potential with like Ag's Prophet coming back. Because they buffed him last patch too pretty significantly, so I don't know. I can see Prophet being maybe decent. Not for your average pub player, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Nyx Assassin, 5% less on Mind Flare. Pangolier, 5 less movement speed. Dash range. If you're a pub player, don't pick Pango. I think this hero's way too hard and it's got nerfed too much. But the dash range, 100 less at level 1 now, which is crazy. This ability used to be just like flat 850. And then it got brought down to 550 and now it's 400 at level 1. Still the same at max though, so I don't know. I feel like if this hero gets off to a decent start, it's gonna feel the exact same. But in the laning stage, it's worse. Also, it's level 20 and 25 talents were nerfed slightly. Spirit Lance on Phantom Lancer, the Aghanim Scepter, bonus illusion damage decreased from 40 to 30, which is actually a major nerf. And then his illusions, I don't really think they needed to nerf this hero this hard, but maybe it was dominating pubs. It was probably dominating pubs, to be honest. I could see this hero just being like an absolute menace in pubs. But then the big thing here, honestly, the reason why I think PL is absolutely dead, like dead is they got rid of his level 10 talent, the 2.5 Phantom Rush bonus agility, and they gave him 8 strength, which might seem good, right? It's like, oh, 8 strength, that's pretty good on PL. And yes, it is good on PL. However, the other talent was 2.5 seconds Phantom Rush bonus agility duration. This talent was insanely important for the hero. And now you have to decide between Spirit Lance cooldown and the bonus agility, which sucks because you typically wanted to have the bonus agility and then the Spirit Lance with the axe. But now you can't do that. So I think this hero is hella dead. Obviously, like, to be fair, guys, when I say that, I'm kind of referring to the pro scene or like competitive Dota. I think for the average pub, I really believe that this hero is okay because it's gonna feel pretty similar if you're just going like normal. If you go Diffusal Manta Heart, the hero will feel about the same. You know, it'll feel practically the same, if not better, actually, late game, because of the fact that you can take 8 strength and then the bonus agility at 15. So I don't know, just go normal right click peel, I think, if you're gonna play it, and play for late game. That's what I'd say. Like, just play for the late game, which you already had to do, but more so. Primal Beast, each time the target is slammed, hit damage is now increased by 30, 50, 70 for the spell's duration, which is such a weird change. Basically, it means that the ability does 125, then 155, and then 185. So the ability does 60 more damage at level 1. And then at max, it does like much more, which is definitely good. And when you hit level 25, you get the pulverized duration, but I don't know, weird. It definitely makes you do a ton of damage once you hit max level. Like, you do an extra, what, 100 and... Wait, so does it mean it does an extra 30 and then an extra 60? So does it do 155 and then 215? I actually don't know. Because if that's the case, then it does actually way more damage, which is like a big buff to the hero. Then it means it does 90 more damage at level 1, which is a lot, because that's going to let you finish off kills. So Pugna, Life Drain, Ally, Heal. So the damage is the same, but the heal is 40 less than 30 than 20. Still think it's going to be good, but like typically you would primarily heal your teammates. So it's a nerf to the Pugna support for sure. You're going to have to look to play this hero. Actually, I don't even know how. I still think Pugna support's probably decent, but this is a huge nerf. Making the heal 40 less is pretty rough. The Quap's Axe got nerfed. The initial damage bonus was decreased from 80 to 50, but still, it's going to do a ton of damage. Blink, an extra 5 mana, whatever. Most notably, honestly, at level 10, you lose 3 strength on your talent, which, you know, is 66 health. It can matter. But I still think the Quap Axe build is very strong. Razor got 2 base agility, which is actually very nice. Most notably, though, at level 1, his buff duration on Static Link was increased from 9 to 12, which is, you know, a lot. That's 3 extra seconds of denying and CSing and harassing with this ability. So, I don't know, I can see Razor being... Really, the problem is that it's just a 50-second cooldown at level 1, which is just... It's just so gross. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. As much as I'd like to say I think Razor has potential, I don't think he does. I don't know. I think not. Silencer... Still getting nerfed after 8 billion nerfs in a row. Initial damage, 20 less at all levels. Whatever. Definitely hurts him a little bit, but fine. Sniper, shrapnel radius is bigger. Spear Breaker lost 1 base armor. Cooldown on charge, 4 seconds worse at level 1, so that's brutal. And 1 second at max, so 4, 3, 2, 1 type nerf. Also, his Ags got nerfed. So yeah, the charge is actually, even if you have Ags, is 2 seconds worse than what it was. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's only 1 second worse. I read that wrong. Charge being nerfed this hard is pretty brutal. It's going to make the hero feel a lot slower at level 1, especially in the laning stage. Its harass potential is quite a bit worse, but at the end of the day, do I think this hero is still good? Yes. Here's the thing. You didn't want to max charge, right? And that's the problem. You wanted to max charge second, usually, sometimes last, depending on the game. So this hurts him there. You're going to have to max charge second now over Bulldoze, which most people did anyway. So that's not too bad, but essentially in the early game, even somewhat into the mid game, you're only going to have 1 point charge, and that's going to feel terrible because your ability to frequently charge people in fights and out of fights is 4 seconds worse, and that's going to add up, and it's going to feel pretty noticeable where it's like, typically you maybe would have caught some guy split pushing or finished off someone in a team fight. You're just not going to have it back up in time. And that's going to hurt. Techies, definitely a hero that needed a nerf. 10 less attack speed, which I don't know how much that matters, but, you know, it is what it is. Base attack speed there, 10. Then Sticky Bomb does 10 less damage at level 1, then 20, then 30, then 40. So, most notably, at max level, there's 40 less damage. I wonder how this affects his ability to one-shot creep waves. I still think it's the same. And then his stun got nerfed. It's the same at level 1, but it's 0.15 less at max. So, I don't know. I still think Techies is very good, to be frank. Is it worse? For sure. Like, his ability to trade in the lane, especially at level 1, is much worse now. But still probably a solid hero, I'm not going to lie. Still going to control waves, control areas, farm well. I don't know. Still think Techie's quite good. Timbersaw, basically the same. Level 15 talent nerfed by 1%, which is funny. Tiny, cooldown on Avalanche down by 3 seconds, but probably still a bad hero, to be honest. Got nerfed way too much. Bonus damage per ally on Snowball up by 15 at each level, which is a very weird change. Noxious Plague on Veno, 50 less initial damage, which actually hurts the hero quite a lot in the early game. Definitely going to make Veno feel a little bit worse. Not terrible, though. Base strength on Void Spirit, 1 less. Strength gain decreased by 0.3. Intelligence gain decreased by, whoa, 0.8. Oof. Damn. Mana cost on Dissimulate, 130 flat now, which sucks because people like leaving it at level 1. And then his Void Mark damage was decreased from 150 to 130. 20 at all levels, actually, just flat. Also, they got rid of his Outer Dissimulate ring at level 15 talent. They moved it to level 20, which sucks because it was very nice to get that at level 15 to Kite. So, man, these are some hella nerfs. These are some nerfs right here. These are some nerfy nerfs. Like real nerfs going on. So I don't know, man. This is pretty brutal. This is pretty brutal. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty brutal. Wind Ranger losing 10 base attack speed, losing some strength gain, and the Aghanim Scepter, whatever, that probably changes very little. Damage reduction. Actually, I forgot that the Aghanim Scepter, when you wind run, made you take 35% less physical damage flat, even if they pierced through evasion. So it really allowed you to survive against like MKB buyers, which was pretty nuts. It really was kind of nuts for that reason, but okay, so that's down by 15%. The damage on Focus Fire was increased. The damage reduction was increased from 25% to 30%. So it does less damage. Your level 20 talent, which also helped your Focus Fire damage reduction, was nerfed as well. So yeah, I mean, the hero definitely quite a bit worse now. Is it still good? I don't know. It's still probably pretty decent, to be blunt, but this is a lot of nerfs, but I don't think it's going to hit it hard enough. So if you like the hero, I'd still pick it personally. Base strength on Wyvern from 22 to 20, which is honestly a little harsh. Losing 44 health on a bad trading hero is kind of rough. 2 base damage and 10 attack speed. Damn! This hero already sucked at level 1. Now it really sucks. Yeesh. And then, this is crazy. What the hell? Thunder God's Wrath used to do 550 damage. Now it does 650. No, it used to do 500 at max, and now it does 650. This ability has been buffed so much. It's actually insane how much this ability does compared to what it used to. It like really does so much damage just flat at max. Like it just chunks the supports. To be fair though, the reason why it's not that big of a deal, even though I do think it's a decent sized change, the reason why I don't think it's that crazy is because of the fact that you don't have your old shard, right? So like the ulti used to just do a percentage of everyone's health too. Now it doesn't. It never will. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. Don't know about Zeus. Don't think it's very good. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Just want to say I do appreciate Valve putting out pretty consistent patches here and patches that do have a significant impact on the meta. But all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.